Hello, I'm excited to share more with you all about the Threads of Justice Collective. My name is Grace Bounds, and since 2020, I've been the president of the board at Threads of Justice Collective. A brief history, Threads of Justice was started in 2009 by three best friends and colleagues who saw a need for families, teachers, to help teachers and families learn that oppression is a form of trauma in the lives of young children, and that we can use anti-bias, anti-racist, liberatory practices to help adults learn about child behaviors, child development, and help children develop a positive sense of self. Through the years, Threads of Justice has published a few books, including our Justice and Inclusion Toolkit, which is about 200 pages of curriculum that families can use at home or teachers can use in a childcare setting that will do just that. It will help teach about child behaviors while making anti-bias, anti-racist, liberatory practices foundational to teaching practices in school cultures. And we believe this is important because Senate Bill 326 is going to go into effect come January. This Senate bill bans the suspension and expulsion for all children in an early child care setting. And through our time in the field in the last year and a half, we've learned that child care providers feel unprepared to support children in a way that's going to keep them in school. Another thing about important piece of Senate Bill 326 is in the Preschool for All initiative, members of the board of directors for Threads of Justice Collective have sat on the advisory committees for both of those initiatives and are proud to continue work in the field on a policy level statewide here in Oregon. Since 2023, we've seen a pretty exponential growth in a demand for our types of training. We've presented at conferences with teachers and with school leaders and statewide policymakers. We also go to local child care centers and do a series of trainings based on the ask and what we have available. And part of this rapid growth, we've noticed that we just don't have enough facilitators who can go out and train. The large part of the work at Threads of Justice happens via volunteers. We have one contracted paid position, our program coordinator, and for the last 2 years we've worked on growing our pool of facilitators, which we've developed a 1-year program that we're calling the Emerging Facilitators Cohort, where we prioritize BIPOC folks who want to be a facilitator in this work and training that we do. A couple of positive pieces of feedback we've gotten over the last few months came from our feedback forms, and I'll read one of those quotes now. And this is based on the emerging facilitators. The quote is, "The facilitators were absolutely amazing. I really appreciate the facilitator process. It just felt so much more authentic than going to a training and being talked at instead of talked with. Being able to feel the information instead of just listening to it made a world of difference for me." And I think that quote encompasses the vibe of how we want to do our approach to this work. We're not the holders of all the knowledge, rather anti-bias, anti-racist, liberatory practice means we're all always learners and sharing what we know so that we can build and grow together. And I think that's the magic of the Threads of Justice. It's not a bunch of professionals. Well, we are professionals, but we're going out there to be authentic and learn and grow alongside versus just strictly pass our knowledge too. In continuation of this growth, are in the next calendar years, we're hoping to create trainings in a language of origin that's other than English. We're seeing a big demand for Spanish-speaking facilitators and trainings created in Spanish. And next we'll probably be looking at Russian and Somali. And we're also working on translating our materials into Spanish as well. Thank you.